you don't know where to begin, better ask Win.
Shane, very good to see you. Today, we're going to talk about the 5 investing mistakes you may be making right now. A lot of us wonder whether we're doing all we can to achieve our goals. And today, we're going to talk through 5 mistakes that you might be making right now, but also how to turn things around. So mistake number 1 is getting out when the going gets tough.
Well, this tends to happen, unfortunately, probably more times than it should, but people get afraid of the market, right? Things drop, people sell, they get out of the market for fear of it getting even worse. But what winds up happening is they miss the upswing when things start to recover, and they just permanently lock themselves in for that loss. So this is a great chart right here that kind of shows a $10,000 investment through the stated period there, 2006 through 2021. If you left that $10,000 investment invested in an S&P return, it would have turned into $45,000 if it stayed fully invested. Now, if you would have missed just the best 10 days, which typically tend to happen right after bad days, you would have turned that 10,000 into only 20,000. If you miss the best 20 days, it's even worse. So you want to make sure that you stay invested, because time in the market is way better than timing the market.
Yeah, nobody can time it twice correctly.
Exactly.
Next mistake would be taking on too much or too little risk.
You want to make sure that you look at this, right? This is something that people probably a lot of times don't think of so much, and especially as it relates to their retirement, coordinating it with when they plan on retiring. You want to make sure you're not taking on too much risk, or you're taking on the appropriate amount of risk. A professional investment advisor can help you really align your investment accounts with the amount of risk that you should be taking or that you want to take. And there's some tools we have to help you do that.
Now let's talk about the risk that comes with not rebalancing your portfolio regularly.
This is basically something that can cause you, again, to take on more risk without really realizing it. So let's say you have a portfolio, it's half stock, half bond, right? 50-50. But if the stocks really start to go crazy and really perform, all of a sudden they could become like, let's say, 80% of the portfolio, and the bonds are only 20. And that effectively throws off your risk balance within the portfolio. So you want to make sure you're not unintentionally taking on a lot more risk than you thought. And that's what rebalancing is all about.
Next mistake, paying too much in taxes.
Taxes are always a concern for us in retirement, right? Especially when you have non-qualified money, you could be causing yourself capital gains if you're buying and selling a whole lot. So you want to make sure you work with someone that can help you strategically plan for taxes, especially as you start to approach retirement, because taxes in retirement become a huge issue. Not only retirement distributions from retirement accounts, tax on Social Security, penalties on Medicare. These are very important things you want to make sure you account for. You have to account for it, and a professional can help you with that as well.
Absolutely. The last mistake, not seeking professional advice when you need it. So ask yourself, do I have the skills to do this? Do I have the time to do this? And last, do I want to do this? If the answer to any of those 3 questions is no, you probably should be asking for some help.
Exactly. This is the world that we live in, right? We do this stuff every day, and people just don't want to do it themselves. They don't necessarily have the skills to do it themselves, and they'd rather let a professional organization handle these things for them. And that's a very good reason to do it.
Absolutely. I want to enjoy my retirement, not read up on tax code, but that's
exactly.
Just me. Shane, if somebody wants to talk to you about what we've covered today, how can they reach you?
Best way to reach us is online or via phone. Our website is winstonandcompanies.com, or call us here at the office, 602-456-1928.
Great. Shane, thank you.
Thanks, Erin.
Got a plan for your retirement, 'cause you know it's just down the road. But if you don't know where to begin, better ask Win.